Few more, sorry.
I've got cheese over yesterday.
Do I need to sign or I don't need to sign?
Ready? Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's County Commissioner regular meeting. Today is Tuesday, August 19th, 2025. The time is 9:02 a.m. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Commissioner Vehil,
Present.
Commissioner Romero,
Present.
Present.
Vice Chair Romero,
Present.
Chair Mascareñas.
Present. Item 3, inspirational devotion. Commissioner Romero, would you please lead us in?
Oh Lord, bless this meeting of the Taos County Commission. May we reflect on our obligations as they appear on our agenda, and may we remember our actions through the example of the good, the just, and the wise. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving along to item 4, Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody please stand. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico, the Zia symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures. Thank you. Item 6, approval of the agenda. We have, item 6D that we're going to remove. It's been taken care of at a previous meeting. And is there any other changes that you guys?
Mr. Chair, with the removal of 6D, I move approval of the agenda as otherwise presented.
Been a motion by Commissioner Brush, second by Commissioner Vehil. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Commissioner Romero,
Yes.
Commissioner Brush.
Yes.
Vice Chair Romero, Chair Mascareñas.
Yes. Thank you. Moving along, public comment. Members of the public wishing to speak shall limit their comments to 3 minutes and no action may be taken by this body. Please come up to the mic. If you come to the mic, state your name and where you're from for the record. Sir, press the button so it turns green. Just real quick, right there, and then just be there. Thank you.
Kevin Wolf. I live off of West Romero on Calle Angelo, and I'm here because of the highway speeds we're experiencing on this corner. We were here 5 years ago for the same problem. At that time, I had had people crash through my fence 3 times. I'm not sure how many my neighbors have had, but since then we've had 2 rollovers that I've called 911 for. So obviously the solutions that we tried, the yellow arrows, are not working. We need speed bumps there, and we said that at the time, but I think now we have more evidence of that. I work outside most of the time because I'm retired. So I'm out in the yard and I witnessed both of those rollovers. It was spectacular. I can't believe that people walked away from them. But if you look at the map that we provided you, you can see that the curve is not that severe. It is domed to make water roll off. So people going north at excessive speeds are surprised. It's actually kind of banked in the wrong direction. And I think that's what causes the rollovers. But mainly it's, people going 90 miles an hour, and they are. I've witnessed a neighbor's dog get hit and killed, and I watched these rollovers, and it's just ridiculous, the speeds. Most of the people are driving a reasonable speed, but not necessarily the speed limit. I think 45 is acceptable for us, but there is stuff going on out there. I think it's the straightaway that encourages some people to see what speeds they can reach. It's like doing the quarter mile. You can hear them coming from the junction of Kachia all the way up with the, wide open. I've had to testify in court. I've had to haggle with insurance companies for some relief. I didn't get all of it. I had to do mostly do the work myself. Had to have a survey marker replaced from the impact. Like I said, most people are reasonable, but many are in complete disregard for safety. I'm afraid to go out there and pick up the liquor bottles and the beer cans because of the traffic speeds.
Sure, that's 3 minutes. Appreciate it.
Hope you'll look at that package we gave you.
Commissioners, I am Georgiana Martinez Montoya, and I want you to be aware that this is our second attempt to get these speed bumps. Like Mr. Wolf said, we were here 5 years ago and was told to contact Jim Fambro, but Jim Fambro was not our commissioner at that time because on my election ballot, Darlene Vihil's name came up. And I understand that not one of you can decide speed humps on our road. It has to be all of you to decide this, and it is greatly needed. I have my grandchildren who are standing at the gate that got taken out by a drunk driver. They could have been killed. 3 grandchildren. We have a packet that I gave you that shows the road area in question. Miss Vigil did go out there, take her life into her own hands and watch the speeders go up and down the road, and she witnessed it herself. We have had to restore property damage, the 3 people that have been affected, and that cost is incurred on us, not the people that are violating the law. The pictures you have are just 2 incidents. I know that there's more than half a dozen other incidents that Mr. Wolf described. We don't have access to those documents through the Sheriff Department or Department of Transportation, but we have speed humps are all around us on Cuchilla Road. There are speed humps on Southwest Romero. There are speed humps on Tom Holder. There are speed humps, but there are not any where we need them where we live. It's constant drivers, drunk drivers, just disobeying the law, not taking into accord how their actions affect other people. Our neighbor had to replace her gas meter 3 times, and she was without heat and water during the winter months. And she's an elderly woman, and she had to incur the cost herself. I've spoken to Joel Fernandez, who has been really diligent about putting these arrows that have helped maybe a little bit, but we talked about guardrails that would not work. We talked about rumble strips that would not work. And we're not asking you to come up with a solution. We have a solution. The solution are 3 speed humps in that little area. He did install reduced speed limit signs, but that's just a number that these people drive past. They don't even take into consideration what that means, I guess. I almost got hit myself turning into my driveway. I had my signal on and a car went around me. If I would have proceeded to turn left, I would have been T-boned. So this is a real big issue. We've been asking you for several years now. We're asking you now to please consider this. I mean, I know they cost money and the county has to pay for that, but it's something that is greatly needed in our area. The issues at hand are very severe. There's been, like I said, loss of property, but is it going to take a loss of life to actually consider speed humps? At that point, it's too late. it's too late. It may be too late for that person that got killed, but maybe in the future, the other people that will not get hurt.
Thank you, ma'am. That's 3 minutes.
you.
Appreciate your comments. Anyone else?
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Yolanda Montoya. I'm here to address the problem at the jail. Problems with the COs at the jail, the way they treat the inmates, the food that they serve them. I don't believe that Mrs. Pacheco has a dietitian certificate to be serving at the jail. How many times can you eat a bologna sandwich and a ham sandwich? Tired of the way they treat the inmates. They're human beings, whether they're in jail or not. They seem not to do anything. One person in question is Mr. Leroy Vigil. An incident that happened yesterday that they know that they are not supposed to leave a plastic bag with commissary in the inmate cells, and he did that yesterday on purpose, him and another CO, and then the prisoners commissary got taken away. They got put on lockdown. It's a bunch of BS, and no one's doing anything about it. Not Andrew, not Mr. Martinez, not any of it. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the way they treat them. It's really bad. Instead, you guys are putting radiant heating in the sidewalks. You guys should use that money to fix that jail problem. It's a big problem in this jail. When was the last time any of you guys did a walkthrough through the jail to see what's really going on in there? And no one addresses it. I spoke with Mrs. Vigil, told her what the problem was. I sent email, text you guys all these messages that were on Facebook that were right to the T of what is going on at the jail. None of you responded to me except Mrs. Vigil, because there's a serious problem in there. The county manager doesn't do anything about it either. I've spoken with him too. He doesn't do anything about it. So there's something that needs to get done. Instead of putting radiant heating in the sidewalks, maybe you guys should use that money wisely and fix the jail problem, because it's really out of control. No response.
They don't, this is public.
Legally, we can't, ma'am.
So would you guys look into it? Do a walkthrough through the jail, see what's going on in there?
Yeah, they won't respond.
Yep. Sheriff's office as well. Sheriff's office does a point to their investigations. It stops. You try and get a hold of them to see what's going on. They don't return their phone calls back. They don't do nothing at all. None of them. Not the jail, not the sheriff's department, not any of them. County managers, nobody. And I pay taxes too. I don't want my tax dollars going to radiant heating at the sidewalks. They don't need radiant heating. That's why you guys have janitors to sweep the porches. Instead, you guys are using that money to put radiant heating. You guys should use this funds to do something to straighten out the problem that's in here. Not tear up sidewalks that are perfectly fine. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Good morning. My name is Ernestina
Morning.
Cordova, and I'm with the Taos County Historical Society. We're a 501c nonprofit organization started in 1952. And our mission is to record and preserve the irreplaceable history of Taos County and northern New Mexico. For over 30 years, Taos County Historical Society has maintained presence in the old courthouse, where we have worked to preserve valuable history, materials, and records. Notably, historian Corina Santisteban was among the first to establish the history room upstairs in the old courthouse, and her efforts helped to create an extensive archive and document the rich, diverse history of Taos County and northern New Mexico. These materials are currently being stored in a storage pending the completion of the courthouse restoration. You know, as part of our efforts to create a museum, the Taos County Historical Museum would serve as a valuable resource for both the public and the county. Our collections include historic books, archives available for public viewing, reading, and research. We also envision revitalizing the mural room where we would host possibly our monthly lectures, public events, and historical tours. In the past, Taos County Historical Society has assisted in providing tours of the mural room during special events. We look forward to this continuing and expanding. The partnership with the county is to share Taos' unique and vibrant history with residents and visitors alike. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners and Chairperson. My name is Paul Figueroa, and I currently serve as Chairperson of the Standing Committee of the Historical Society devoted to its archives and library. Today, I'm here to comment on Agenda Item 11A and to provide a little more background for many of you who have not been involved or aware of the Historical Society until today when you received that information. I want to thank President Cordova for expressing some of the background necessary. And I'll begin by saying that in 1960, the Taos County Historical Society held its first meeting. So that's over 65 years ago. And that meeting had Militón Trujillo singing corridos, Native Northern New Mexico folk songs. 65 years later, we were sharing these recordings with academic researchers from Spain and the University of New Mexico who were doing their scholarly research on historic Northern New Mexico music. The Society in its archives has over 400 audio and video recordings to share with our public and researchers. As President Cordova mentioned, 30 years ago, the Society submitted a proposal to the county, and it was accepted, and a lease agreed to for our history room. Let me read to you a few items from that proposal. The history room would exhibit historical material to the public. It will provide public information to the public. And we'll use the storage room for our archives. That, in essence, is a de facto museum, collecting information, providing information to the public, and taking care, preserving the irreplaceable of Taos area history. So we have a long relationship with the county, over 30 years as of today. So as Ernestina referenced, Karina Santisteban, a noted Taos historian and member, we look forward to increasing the public exhibitions, the archives. We now have over 200 linear feet waiting to be stored and preserved and shared. And our reading library now contains over 1,000 books. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the County Commission. My name is Arsenio Trujillo, and I'm with Taos Main Street. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about a program that we're going to be doing this week. And I just want to send out an invitation to all those that are present in the chamber here and any members of the community that I'm going to mention that you may or may not know that should participate in this program. And so I just want to let you know that this Friday, the Taos Tigers are starting their football season and they're taking on the St. Michael's Horsemen. And in working with the athletics director and the Taos Tiger football coach, we've themed out the games for the whole season, all the home games. And this first home game, we decided to honor those who serve, meaning active U.S. military, the U.S. veterans, and anybody else that serve our community in viable and very meaningful ways, like EMTs and doctors and nurses and police officers and firefighters and those that are in that public realm. And so we are going to honor them with a tribute game this Friday, and we are going to invite as many of these folks to the game, and we're going to get them into the ball game for free. We're going to have a pregame kind of tribute to them, and we are also going to have a tailgate party for these folks that serve our community, and we're going to give them some food and some cold drinks, and just make sure that they know that we appreciate their service.
Morning, and I am Jennifer Amon. I know some of you know me as the coordinator for the 100% Taos County Initiative. I'm also the facilitator for the Together with Veterans Taos program. We're a newer program. We started to help prevent rural veteran suicide here in Taos County. And we are really excited to be working with Arsenio and Taos Pueblo Athletics and Main Street in order to support this event on Friday night. And we're just really excited. And I think we're hoping we're going to have T-shirts there also for all the people who are getting tickets. So we just invite you all to come and hope that veterans who work with the county can also come and join us. Thanks.
Thanks. And just want to let you know that there will be a live radio broadcast in the parking lot during our tailgate party, and that is going to begin at 3:30 p.m. In the like I said, in the parking lot of the Taos High School, right next to Anaya Stadium. And then at 4 o'clock, we're going to begin, feeding the folks. This has ballooned into something really big. A lot of people have collaborated with us, so the food and the drinks and all the amenities that Jennifer mentioned are being donated and are still flooding in. So once again, please come and join us and help us honor all those who serve. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none in the audience. Anybody online? Anissa? Nobody? Okay, moving right along to item 8. 8A, minutes, approval of the July 29, 2025 special meeting minutes. What are your wishes?
And I'll second.
Motion by Commissioner Vihil, second by Commissioner Brush. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Commissioner Vihil. Yes. Commissioner Romero.
Yes.
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 Yes. 8B, approval of the August 5th, 2025 regular meeting minutes.
Mr. Chair, with one small edit, I would move approval, and that would be on line 251 to adjust our Holy Cross Hospital CEO's name to Kaiser, Kiser. With that edit, I would move approval.
Again.
Motion by Commissioner Brush, second by Commissioner Romero. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Commissioner Vihil.
Yes.
Commissioner Romero.
Yes.
Commissioner
Yes.
Romero.
Abstain.
Chair Mascarenhas.
Yes. Thank you. Moving right along to item 9A, discussion, consideration, decision regarding the approval of resolution 2020 2025-41, a resolution for the approval to place property tax mill levy question on the November 4th, 2025 ballot. Mr. Jaramillo.
Chair, before you, you have the resolution to have on the November ballot a 1 mil levy question. This resolution has been reviewed by legal counsel as well as Department of Finance and Administration. I did circulate the resolution internally to our treasurer as well as our clerk. And again, this would be effective for calendar year 2026. What I handed out to you was just the numbers that the treasurer provided for the revenues generated from 2021 through 2024. And then I was just trying to be conservative with projecting out revenues and going into the future from 26 through 2029. And that's what's in front of you. And I just based that on the 4-year average with a 3% growth rate. And this resolution is needed. And next week, the 25th, is the deadline to submit this by the clerk's office to get on the ballot. And I stand for any questions.
Commissioner Vehil.
Not necessarily a question, but I did want, for the folks that aren't able to see what was handed to us, the conservative estimate for the next 4 years, based on a 3% growth rate, will be as follows. And it is broken down by year, but I'm just going to go ahead and read the total. That's 6.7 million approximately, which I think is certainly necessary for us to make sure that our hospital is able to at least hopefully operate. It'll help them in many ways. So I just wanted to read that for the record. Thank you.
Commissioner Romero.
Mr. Chairman, yeah, I would just comment that this, of course, this resolution is to put it on the ballot for the voters to decide. And it is for a 4-year time period. It does sunset and would have to be taken back to the voters in those 4 years.
Correct.
Commissioner Brush.
Thank you. And just to build on what Commissioner Romero just said, so this is in fact has been in place as it is clear on our sheet for the past 4 years. So
Right.
this is making sure that it basically continues as voted on by the voters of Taos County in 2020.
Right. And I did, Chair Mascarenhas, Commissioner Brush, I did provide this to the hospital as well. I didn't mention that. They wanted to use the word continue versus impose. And I chose not to use that word continue versus impose because we do have a gap year. And because of the gap year, I didn't want to mislead the voters that it's continuing on calendar year 2025.
Anything else?
No, with that, I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 2025-41, a resolution for the approval to place property tax mill levy question on the November 4th, 2025 ballot.
Second.
There's been a motion by Commissioner Vehil, second by Vice Chair Romero. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Yes.
Yes.
Commissioner Brush.
Yes.
Vice Chair Romero.
Yes.
Mascarenhas.
Yes. Moving along to item 9B, discussion, consideration, decision regarding the approval of resolution 2025-42. Resolution authorizing submission of a lease of the Taos County Detox Facility to Rio Grande ATP Inc. to the State Board of Finance to enable the operation and provision of adult substance use disorder detoxification services in north central New Mexico. Mr. Chris Madrid.
Good morning,
Morning.
Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. As you know, we've been working some time along with Rio Grande ATP, to reestablish detoxification services in our region. It's a missing gap in our continuum of services. We had been waiting, one of the requirements to enter into a lease over $5,000 or over 5 years, over $25,000 over 5 years, is State Board of Finance must approve it. And they require a package of information. In that package, they require a resolution from this body approving the proposed lease. And so that's why we're here today. We were waiting. We also have to have an appraisal that's within 1 year. And thank you, Commissioner Vigil, for your help. And we did receive the appraisal. We got it in, we sent it to Tax and Rev. They have to review it before it goes to the State Board of Finance. They haven't completed that review, but I talked to State Board of Finance and they'll accept our package today. And they'll wait for the resolution of the review by Tax and Rev. And this is simply a resolution of you authorizing us to go out to the State Board of Finance for approval of the proposed lease.
Any questions?
Just a comment, Chair.
Commissioner Vigil?
Yes, thank you, Chris. We really appreciate it. I know you've been really working diligently trying to get this in order, and it's taken us a while. We all know this. We can all attest to the fact that we're trying very hard to get this open, and so a lot of hurdles we've had to jump over, but here we are, and this is one step closer. We all know that we need this detox. And so just appreciate all the efforts that have been made here at the county to get us to this point. And we're once again getting closer. So just super excited to see it in front of us.
Thank you.
Seeing no other questions, what are your wishes?
Approve resolution 2025-42.
Second.
Been a motion by Vice Chair Romero, second by Commissioner Brush. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Commissioner Vigil,
Yes.
Commissioner Romero,
Yes.
Commissioner Brush.
Yes.
Vice Chair Romero, Chair Mascareñas.
Yes. Moving along to 10A, contracts, agreements, MOUs, and bids. Discussion, consideration, decision regarding the approval of contract TCC 2024-41 Rio Grande ATP Behavioral Health Care Services. Contractor will provide behavioral health care services for substance and disorder detoxification, residential treatment, and output treatment for eligible adult residents of Taos County. Mr. Cordova, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Vice Chair, Commissioners. Thank you for your time this morning. I come before you with the contract as stated, Taos County Contract 2024-41 that was previously awarded to Rio Grande Treatment Center. Going back to what Chris just had, it's one of the hurdles that we're getting through. We awarded this contract back then. That's why it's labeled that. But because we're entering into a new fiscal year, I need your approval of using that amount of money, that $350,000 for this fiscal year. Due to us not being able to reach all the hurdles, as was mentioned in the last previous discussion, just the time frame. Now's the time to offer this once again to make sure Rio Grande has this for their use once they do open. And this will help them, again, for the indigent population in our community to get that services that's really needed for our community members to go into detox without having to worry about insurance purposes and things of that nature.
You said it all.
With that, I do stand for any questions.
Just a comment. I'm just once again grateful that we're identifying obviously the pieces that we all need, and I know we work on this all the time. So thank you once again. As we've stated, hurdles, we see them every day, and it takes us a little bit of time to work through it, but we never stop.
Right.
And here we are. So with that, I will make a motion to approve them. Or someone else would like to.
Thank you. There's been a motion by Commissioner Vigil. I'll go ahead and second that. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Commissioner Vigil, Commissioner Romero,
Yes.
Commissioner Brush. Yes. Vice Chair Romero,
Yes.
Chair Mascareñas.
Commissioners, thank you. I really appreciate the assistance and the backing from you guys for this also. Thank you for your time.
Moving right along to item 11A, update and discussion regarding the work and activities to develop an operation plan for Historic County Courthouse. Mrs. Jessica Stern, welcome.
Good morning, Chair Mascareñas, Commissioners. Nice to see you.
I'm here to provide an update on our progress to bring the Historic County Courthouse online post-construction, which is very exciting. And I do want to say that I appreciate the folks who are here, Ernestina and Paul, speaking, and have always appreciated the education that they've provided me as a new person in this position in the community over the last 2 years, and am looking forward to continuing that work together. What I included in your packet and to share with you is that we are putting together a contract with a group called Creative Startups. They're out of Santa Fe. They're nationally recognized, but we are really lucky to have them here in our state. They specialize in providing operational plans for multi-use creative facilities such as the Historic County Courthouse. One of the things that we have asked them to do is to help us think about all of the different parts of the courthouse. We've got the downstairs spaces, the old jail, which we hope can be used for interpretive experiences, the mural room upstairs, and then of course the upstairs spaces. And one of the first things that we would like them to do is to consult with the Taos County Historical Society as a primary partner of this building. So this contract is really designed to help us think about all those different spaces. We're going to be working with Main Street to get a pro forma of the building to understand what the baseline costs are. And those services will be provided for free through our funding agreement with Main Street via the town. And so once we have all those pieces, we'll be able to understand how we can tenant the downstairs, how we can operate the mural room, and how we can work with different partners, including the Historical Society, to bring together these visions for the courthouse. The other thing that's in their scope of work is to update all of the ordinances and policies around leasing and tenanting the space, because all of those are quite dated. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Mr.
Commissioner Romero.
Yes, thank you, Skip, for the presentation. I think we have two main questions before us on the Taos County Historic Courthouse as we approach by next year for sure to be able to occupy that space. I think the first question is how will the space be utilized by the county and the public? Second question is who is going to manage this whole operation? Is it going to be Taos County or is it going to be an outside entity? And under how space is going to be utilized, of course, we'll have some office space. Question is, will the county have an office there, or who will actually have regular presence there? Also, I think we need to look at murals. How is that going to be promoted? Because it's going to be the real draw for the courthouse, for tourists and hopefully for the locals also. Public restrooms. That will be a good addition to the plaza because we really haven't had good public restrooms, but we don't want it to be viewed as a public restrooms only for people in the plaza. Retail space. When we talk about retail space, are we talking about artists just being there, exhibiting, or are we talking about public or rent-paying tenants that would also be there? And then what kind of retailers would we actually have there? And finally, the archives that Mr. Figueroa mentioned, we're going to be able to provide space for storage for archives or what? And so finally, on the question of who is going to manage it, whether this could be Taos County or an outside entity, and how are we going to do that? Did we not go out for an RFP last November? I guess that was for an operational plan. Mm-hmm. And then we have had a proposal, as we saw in the PDF. What's the status of the RFP?
Sure. Chair Mascarenhas, Commissioner Romero, thank you for those questions. I think I have them all written down. So to start off with the question about management and the RFP, we did put out an RFP that was very similar to this scope of work. It included the pro forma services. We actually did not get any offers last November for that RFP. And so we closed that down. In talking with Charles at Main Street, learned that we could we could get those pro forma technical assistance services for free through the state Main Street program. So we've separated out that piece of work. And then since then, in kind of scaling back the scope of work to really focus on your questions around how will the space be managed? How will it be utilized? What will the lease agreements look like? How will the mural room be managed? All of those questions are really designed to be answered through this operational planning process. And so come up with a really strong plan that can maintain that building and activate community partners to realize the vision that the community wants. This contract is not designed to just push forward my idea or any single person ideas, but to really bring in community voice to make sure that the historic courthouse does what the community wants it to do. In terms of some of the other questions about retail space, I think that what we would like to see is that well, I can tell you what my vision is, and I am just one person, and of course, happy to see this change as the community has voice in this. I do think in talking with a number of folks that it would be pretty amazing to see those downstairs spaces be used as business incubator spaces by local makers, so that there's both a studio and a commercial aspect to it. And then you give folks a chance to have a brick and mortar experiment for their business to see if that's something that they want. Again, nobody's decided that. This is just me in my office and talking with other folks in the community. It's one idea. And then in terms with let's see, archives and the space upstairs, again, that's all going to be fleshed out through the course of this contract in conversation with community partners. What else did I miss?
Yeah, in terms of office space, how many offices are going to be there? Commissioners currently do not have an office, a place to meet constituents, and we have to meet them at home, restaurants, coffee shops, whatever. Just throwing it out, is it possible that there'll be enough office space where commissioners could have an office that we would share, just one office, not an office for each commissioner, but we could share and schedule it out between ourselves when we needed it?
Sure. Chair Mascarenhas, Commissioner Romero, I'm not in a position to answer that question at this point. I think that's conversation that should happen in conjunction with this planning process.
Thank you.
Commissioner Beal.
Yes, thank you, Jessica. Couple of questions for you. So you mentioned, which you and I know, that it's so important to capture the public voice. And so I'm just kind of wondering, can you give us some insight on how that might be done?
Sure. Chair Mascarenhas, Commissioner Beal. My intention in working with creative startups who has an enormous amount of experience doing partner engagement is that we would work with the Historical Society, the other museum partners, you all, and have very intentional conversations about what folks want to see out of that space. And then they're going to go back and take the data from the pro forma and all of that feedback, and then work together, not necessarily in private, but work together with partners to come up with that plan so that it is informed. But I haven't laid out that work plan yet with them because we wanted to get through this process with you all.
Thank you. Just a couple of more questions. The timeline and the cost, where are we going to pay? Out of what fund will we be paying?
Sure, Commissioner Beal. This is paid through lodgers tax, non-promotional lodgers tax fund, as it is a tourist-related facility. And then, I'm sorry, what was your second question?
The timeline. Do we have an idea of what
yes,
we're expecting?
So their proposal starts in September of this year and would work through April of 26.
And my apologies if it was in the paperwork.
Thank you.
Okay, that's all I've got. Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing none. Just discussion, so.
Thank you.
Anything else, Jessica?
No, thank you. Not on this one.
Thank you. Okay. Moving along to item B, discussion, consideration, decision regarding the approval of a lodger's tax sponsorship request from the New Mexico chapter of the American Planning Association to support the annual state planning conference to be held in Taos, November 12th through the 15th, 2025 at Sagebrush Inn and Suites. Jessica, you're up again.
Hello again. Chair Mascarenhas, Commissioners, this is another sponsorship request, very similar to the Leadership New Mexico request, sponsorship request we received in June. They're bringing this state planning conference here, and I know that Andy Jones is in the process of applying for at least 2 sessions to talk about various, the land use regulations, and then I believe also, affordable housing and the Cultural Treasures Project.
And he's also a member of the planning committee. That on November 12th, Chair Mascarenhas, if you could deliver the opening remarks. And I know we haven't spoken about that, but when speaking with him, he wants, I'm going to get that on your calendar to see if you're able to do that.
Putting it on my calendar.
Chair, if I may ask.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Will this be open to the commission as well, or is this specific for those that work daily in this field?
It is specific for different planners throughout the country to come here. I'm not sure. I did ask Mr. Jones to come down in case there's any other questions we couldn't answer, but I'm sure they wouldn't mind the commissioners popping in or members of the other governing bodies from the municipalities as well. But it is geared for different planners, but I don't think there would be any objections for commissioners popping in, or other elected officials popping in.
I know we have great representation here, but we certainly as commissioners learn a lot by just listening to what's going on. So thank you for that.
Mr. Chair, yeah, but there is a possibility, or they do offer the county 6 participants so we will have staff participating. Okay, thank you.
Right.
Anyone else?
With that, motion to approve. I'm sorry, Chair.
Yeah.
I'll second.
Motion to approve.
Okay, there's been a motion by Commissioner Vihil, second by Commissioner Brush. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Commissioner Vihil,
Yes.
Commissioner Romero,
Yes.
Commissioner Brush,
Yes.
Vice Chair Romero,
Yeah.
Chair Mascarenhas.
Yes. Thank you. Moving along to item 11C, discussion, consideration, decision regarding the receipt of a grant opportunity via ICMA, International City County Managers Association, funded by the Gates Foundation, and will provide capacity and strategic talent investment to address local economic and upward mobility issues, particularly in regards to health and human services. Jessica, you're up again.
Hello again, I'm still here. So just a little background on what this is and why it's coming up before you today. In May, I attended the ICMA Economic Mobility and Opportunity Conference. It was an incredible conference that is much more about wraparound services rather than economic development. And economic mobility is really about the abilities of individuals and families to improve their economic status, generally measured by wealth or income over time. It's not necessarily economic development, but it addresses the barriers to access to individual economic improvement, such as lack of access to healthcare, education, housing, and safety, and other pathways. And so when I was there, I thought, this is really the work of 100% Taos. And they were wrapping up an open application for a grant called the EMO Special Assistant Program. And I texted Brent, I said, can we apply? It's due by the end of next week. He said, sure. And so I came back and want to thank Jen Amon, who I think is still here. Yes, she's still here. Who in a very short period of time, we had some really incredible discussions about if we had a person for 2.5 years funded, what could we do? What does 100% Taos County Initiative need? And so we applied together. And again, thank you, Jen, for your incredible grant writing skills and putting this together. I think we did it in 3 days. something like that. We were awarded, we're one of 16 communities in the country that were awarded this opportunity, supported by the Gates Foundation. It's a $304,000 grant for 2.5 years. And what we applied for was to connect the pieces of healthcare providers, the action teams, and also work to understand if Taos County should build a health and human services department, or if 100% Taos County should hold that work outside of government going forward. This is in some ways similar to the destination stewardship manager position, where we're looking for a dot connector, someone who can build these networks of providers and then look at a long-term strategy and plan. And so what can I say about this? Did I miss anything, Brent? No. Okay. So that's kind of the grant in a nutshell. Again, it is through ICMA, funded for 2.5 years. We're under no obligation to continue the position. I'm sure they would like to see that, but really it's to build a platform for long-term economic mobility strategies. Happy to stand for any questions.
Commissioner Vihel.
Yes, I just want to say thank you once again, being part of the 100% advisory board and certainly been part of it from back in the day. This is really great. And so thank you for paying attention to what's out there and you all taking the time to write up the grant, because we all know that takes skill and time. And so this is really exciting because I once again do wholeheartedly believe in 100% Taos, and this is the organization that will identify those gaps and certainly kind of connect us with each other to try to get all these things done. So thank you. This is wonderful.
Commissioner Brush.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Jessica. Quick question and then just a couple comments. When would this approximately start? Like, when would we start looking for the person, and when would some of this important work start to come together?
Chair Mascarenhas, Commissioner Brush, it's a great question. This is a fast track, as everything around this grant has been. We are currently working on the job description. They would like us to submit the job description for their review by September 1st. And then, ideally have the person hired by December. They have an initial convening in the beginning of December. They would like all of the special assistants to attend. The grant does provide for covering expenses for 4 in-person convenings for that person, and then 2 other folks from the host community. So it's an additional $100,000 that's included in the $300,000 that cover the professional development and the travel and convenings.
And my comments are simply like, just thank you, and Jennifer too. The amount of resources that you're bringing into this community is pretty fantastic. Your track record with grants, pretty fantastic. And I'm just really happy to see a focus on health and human services as part of our economic picture. We've heard very different angles around economic development here from you this morning, from making sure that the historic county courthouse is revived as a vibrant and relevant space for all of us and our visitors, to taking care of our health of the community and helping to potentially extend the work of the 100% Taos County initiative. It's really exciting. So thank you. Good stuff this morning. Thanks.
Do you want to talk about?
The other thing to point out is that there is a match component. So the match component over the 2.5 years would be approximately $100,000 to $120,000. So this person will have to be an employee of Taos County. So all the benefits would be offered to this individual, as well as retirement. And so we've already sat down with Ms. Wallace and Elliott and Ms. Elam to talk about the grant. So I have a couple of ideas of where we could pull the money from. We wish this had given us notice 2 months ago, because then the budget would have looked a lot different. So now we have to scramble to come up with the match component of it. And then like Ms. Stern alluded, Ms. Elam and the HR department will have to draft a job description that will come before the commission, and the near future.
I'm not allowed to apply for any more grants.
Can I ask a question?
Commissioner
I'm just curious, and did they not inform us early on that there would be a match grant? Were we aware?
They didn't make us aware until the end of July, maybe even the day that we were presenting final budget.
Right.
It could have been the day that we became aware of it.
We were also told that we were a finalist,
All right.
and that they wanted to have a conversation. And then a week later, we're told that being a finalist meant that we were awarded. So
So,
it
yeah,
was,
we probably got the finalist email the day of the budget meeting.
Right.
And then we met with them shortly after that.
And can you ladies do some magic and do another grant to offset? I'm kidding. To make it.
am I allowed to apply for more grants?
And as I'm saying all that, I look at Emily because I know Emily definitely runs a tight ship and knows those numbers. And so she's probably going, no more grants, ladies. Yeah.
Her hair's pulled back. She was probably pulling out her hair after she left our meeting.
It's all good stuff. We all know that, but we also know that it also comes with now for sure with some.
How confident
Thank you.
are we that we can find the funding?
Uh,
Percentage, 5, 10, 20?
39.9.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we always knew that you did.
Those things that we reach out to one of our foundation partners.
Right. That's what I'm
Maybe
getting at.
there's-
Yeah.
Maybe there's a way to do it. Where I would take this from, what I did tell Miss Ms. Ralston Elliott is to take it from the salary schedule that we have for the attorney. So right off the bat, we could pull it from theirs where I would look to pull the money from.
And Chair, I just one last comment. We all know that in order to really do good for the community, we have to do these things. That's the only way we can really identify and then really work at what we need to, what changes we need to make in the future. So, although I know it's stressful at times to try to figure out where that funding is going to come from, but clearly you all are already thinking about it. I just want to say that it's important for the community to understand that we're always looking at ways to do things differently to make real changes. So thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
Now, with that, Mr. Chair, I would like to move approval to accept the grant opportunity via ICMA to provide capacity and strategic talent to address local economic and upward mobility issues, particularly health and human services issues.
Second it.
A motion by Commissioner Brush, second by Commissioner Romero. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Commissioner Vihil,
Yes.
Commissioner Romero,
Yes.
Commissioner Brush, Vice Chair Romero, Chair Mascareñas.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, commissioners.
Moving along to item 12, our consent agenda, items A through D. Your wishes on that?
Mr. Chair, I move approval of the consent agenda items A through D as presented.
Second.
Been a motion by Commissioner Brush, second by Commissioner Vihil. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Yes.
Commissioner Romero.
Yes.
Commissioner Brush, Chair Romero, Chair Mascareñas.
Yes. Thank you. Moving right along to 13A, update to County Commission on various items affecting Taos County. Mr. Jaramillo.
Thank you, Chair Mascareñas, members of the commission. We have begun advertising for the schools director, and that's going to be posted open till filled. So that got posted last week. We did meet. I did meet with the senior leadership of the school board, the Community Schools Coalition, and we had a very fruitful discussion. And then we're going to meet board within the next couple of weeks as well. And then Mr. Bobby Lucero is continuing to work on the emergency action plan. Just a reminder, if you haven't filled out that survey that he talked about at the last meeting, please do so as well. We've also begun advertising for all our new positions that we posted, the 4 for dispatch and the ones for the sheriff's office and one for planning and what else am I missing? So we've begun advertising for those positions as well. We need to firm up a date, but it'll be now in September that we're going to redo the front parking lot as well as the back parking lot. So that'll be done over 2 weeks. So we're waiting to hear the final date from GM Emulsions for the parking lot pavement. We've begun renovations this week at the new sheriff's office. So I saw a picture. They've already demolitioned the back parking lot that will be used by the sheriff's office. So we've begun in earnest doing those renovations as well. Is you guys know we're also doing the plaza renovations. Those started last week, and we're Anissa, and I'd like to thank Anissa. She's working very closely with the contractor as well, and kind of going out there pretty much on a daily basis or twice a day, and we're trying to keep the construction site very tight. We do have at times to widen it a bit to allow for the dump trucks to come in and take some of the rubbish that's there. That we found a lot of dry rot also and underneath the roof, and so that explains a lot of those leaks that were happening on the equipment when the bands were playing. If it was raining, as we know, we're going to redo that roof and add the ADA ramp and another ramp for the bandstand to be able to bring up their equipment. So it's progressing fairly well. We're trying to keep the public informed. Jessica just sent me a message that there were 64 communities that applied for that grant. So we're 16 out of 64 nationwide on that. What am I missing on the plaza, Anissa? Yeah, well, the events are still going. So Anissa's worked closely as well. And Jessica has talked to Paseo as well about their events on the plaza for that, for the Paseo event. The Aztec dancers are still dancing with, and he says met with Guillermo, and that's still happening. Autumn Run is this weekend in the plaza, and we're working with providing an alternate stage for the band as well. So and he says worked with all the different folks that have needed it over the last week as well. So,
Mr. Chair, can I ask a question?
Commissioner Brush.
You and thank you, Brent, for the updates. In terms of communicating with folks who are impacted by our renovations and upgrades and construction, have we been in communication with the farmers market to talk with them about the parking lot renovations or redo that's going to happen? Do they have a plan for if they can't be there one weekend or 2 weekends?
it's not going to affect the farmers market one bit. So they'll work during they'll come in on a Monday and tear it all out, and they'll be paved by new pavement by Friday.
That's great. Thank you.
So, but Anissa and Gilberto have worked on that, and Anissa has been the communication liaison with the farmers market. Gilberto's on the other side, on the construction side. So
Great. Thank you so much. That's awesome to hear.
And the courts have been informed as well, so we just need that final date that they're going to start so we can better inform our tenants as well as our employees.
And actually, can I kind of follow up on the communication piece and the public as well, right? Because folks are coming in and out
Right.
to do business with us. Will we have signage about like where they can park alternately?
Yeah, we have the message boards that we can bring over that belong to the Office of Emergency Management. So we have those message boards here. So farmers market will go through mid-October, and so we'll continue with that.
Thank you.
We might do a change order to the contract with GM Emulsions. Some of you or most of you might be aware that the farmers market are in conversations with our adjacent property owner to lease that property and move over the farmers market to the next property over. They would still utilize our parking lot for farmers market, but it makes more sense to cut the curb now and do that now with this contract than it does to cut the curb next year and have a makeshift entryway. And so Gilberto is looking at possibly getting a change order for that. And I don't know if he's had a chance to get back with the contractor on that, but just in the event of just when the farmers market does move next door, or they may move next door, we at least have that entrance and we'd have to give an easement to the adjacent property owner as well. Yesterday in our planning department, we now have a chief building official. One of the requirements by state statutes is that we have a chief building official, and Rachel had that certification. She was doing dual roles, so this should help with the building and inspections. And so Mr. Jalmar Bowden, that was with the Village of Husky Valley, he's come over, and so yesterday was his first day, and so we expect this to help with our building inspections to go a little bit quicker as well. So, and I stand for any questions.
Seeing none?
Thank you.
That it? Moving right along to item 14, Commissioners' Reports and Matters. 14A, new business to be considered at a future commission meeting. Anything? Not at this time? Okay, 14B, Commissioners' Announcements.
I do have one.
Go
Chair.
ahead, Commissioner. Yu.
Thank you. So I'd like to go ahead and just let you all know that on August 26th, it's on a Tuesday from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at the Hacienda de los Martinez, there will be an event. It's Tierra, Agua y la Gente. And there will be music, food, dance, and activities. This is just a free celebration of Northern Mexico culture. And it's packed once again with music, dancing, fun, and flavorful eats. They're going to serve pozole, chili, and bizcochitos. And los vecinos bailadores will be out there dancing. The activities are being planned by Twirl for the children. And Maggie La Rancherita, Vigil, Juanita Lavadi, and Debbie Soledad Garcia will be out there playing. So hope you all can make it. This is being put together with a coordination between Alianza Agricultura, Taos Valley Acequia Association, Twirl, and TCA, and New Mexico State. So
Thank you.
about
Just another thing, we have our Taos County Fair coming up this weekend.
Yes.
Thursday through Sunday. Please try to make it and support our local kids, the ones that have rabbits, ducks, and all the way up to the steers and whatever else is there. From baked goods to anything else, try to support them. There is the annual auction that happens, and sometimes we have good participation at the auction, and sometimes not so much. but I think that's around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock on Saturday. There will be a proclamation that will be read, joint proclamation from the town and the county, sometime Saturday morning. And I think that's it as far as that goes. One more item is I think I mentioned in the past that our executive director for the Blue Bus has retired. Tomorrow we have interviews for 2 final candidates, and hopefully from that process, maybe one of them will come out, on top. So we'll see. So that'll be an all-day process to try to get through that. And if there's a final decision that's made, I'll let you know who that individual is. Any other announcements from anybody? Seeing none, moving along to 14C, committee reports, TCEDC. Commissioner Hill.
Yes, thank you, Chair. So just a couple of things. On Saturday, the TCEDC did have a food fiesta, and I have to tell you, as this is the second year that they put this on, there must have been about 260 plus folks that attended. Great food and conversation. So hopefully this becomes this annual event each and every year, and we can see more folks come out. On that same day, there was a celebration as TCDC did acquire a 3-year grant from USDA supporting regenerative mentorship. It's a program where they put mentees and mentors together. And so they had a total of 10 individuals that were able to actually go through this program. On that day, they were able to do their last project, which was to explain to the folks that attended how that worked and what they learned. And it was really interesting. It's a great program. One more year. We're on our 2nd year. And it was interesting to see the mentor and the mentee come together and describe what they went through and what they enjoyed and what they learned. And so there was a celebration, graduation ceremony that took place right after. So that was also a success. And meanwhile, as you all know, we've been working on the mobile matanza and the project out by the landfill. And so that's taking a little bit of time. As we all know, there are many hurdles that we go through in any project, and it's moving forward. And so excited to report that even though we've had hurdles, we are moving forward. But in the immediate, TCDC has decided to offer some services by utilizing the old Matanza space, which is on Bertha Street. There's some freezer space and some additional space there using the mobile Matanza. So we're working on a program right now so that we can help the ranchers in the immediate, and knowing very well that we will have the larger facility out by the landfill in the future. So lots going on at TCEDC, but these are the things that I have before you today. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Hill. Moving right along to item 15, Taos County Board of Commission may convene in closed session. A, discussion and consideration regarding pending or threatened litigation related to the opioid litigation update. These matters may be discussed in executive session under the Open Meeting Act exemption, which allows for discussion of pending or threatened litigations. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
I'll second that. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Yes. Commissioner Romero?
Yes.
Commissioner Brush?
Yes.
Vice Chair Romero? Chair Mascareñas?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, do we have a motion to come back into session?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Brush, second by Commissioner Mero. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Yes, Commissioner Romero?
Yes.
Chair Bush?
Yes.
Vice Chair Romero? Chair Mascarenhas?
Yes. Thank you. Moving right along, I'm going to turn it over to our attorney, Mr. Trujillo.
Good morning, sir. Only those matters that were brought up in the motion to go into closed session were discussed during closed session and no final decisions were made.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve the report given by our attorney. Do we have a second? Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Commissioner Hill?
Yes.
Commissioner Romero?
Yes.
Commissioner Brush?
Yes.
Vice Chair Romero? Chair Mascarenhas?
Yes. And I think we need to make okay. Discussion regarding item 16A, discussion regarding pending threatened litigation related to the opioid litigation update.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to authorize our county manager to vote to approve the Purdue bankruptcy plan and to complete any forms required to facilitate the settlement of opioid related legal matters.
I'll second.
Been a motion by Commissioner Vihil, second by Commissioner Brush. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Yes.
Commissioner Romero?
Yes.
Yes.
Vice Chair Romero? Chair Mascarenhas?
Yes. Thank you. Next item, item 17. Do we have a motion to adjourn? I'll second that. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Commissioner Hill?
Yes.
Commissioner Romero?
Yes.
Commissioner Brush? Vice Chair Romero?
Yes.
Mascarenhas?
Yes, thank you.